Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is a reaction to, and I have to read it out, Sakurasou no pet na Kanojo. Really hope I did not make too many mistakes there. So, this is my first reaction to this series. I have no clue what it will be about. It is something about some kind of a school, right? And for those of you who watch any of my reactions for the first time, let me explain to you how I handle this. So, this video here contains a link down in the descriptions where you can find my reaction to the series, to the episode completely, full reaction. So you just take it, copy and paste it, and you remove the parentheses dot parts and add real dots. Once you've done that, you will have the link and you can watch my reaction. Once you have done that, you are very welcome to come back here and hear my thoughts about this episode. So, see you soon. Now, for those that came back, welcome back. What an episode! Okay, I wrote down quite a bit. I tried to write down most of the names. I'm not sure if I got them correctly, all of them, but I'm pretty sure I will be able to do it within the next episodes. And as always, I count on you to point out if I made some minor mistakes. As always, please don't spoil me, because I like to enjoy series without being spoiled, trying to get my own ideas about what's going on. So, let's see. It is called Sakurasou no pet na Kanojo. So Sakurasou, I understood now, is the place where most of those characters are staying. It's like a student home, yeah, some kind of, like, you could say a hotel, but I think it's a student home. I know those concepts that students have, like, their dorm rooms in a specific place, in a specific house. And this one, Sakurasou, is the place for the, let's call him, gifted ones from the university there. So there are the most interesting characters, I guess. So they're very gifted in really many ways, from what I've seen already. Good at their job, or the one that they want to have someday. But they have some special needs because they are weird as well. But it makes some sense. I mean, it is the university, Suimai, I hope that was correct, is an arts university. So it's about art in possibly most forms, I guess music as well, but here we seem to focus on creating mangas and stuff like that. So those who are artists, and that's something, I guess, if you ever met real artists, are in many ways, or it feels very often like always, weird guys and girls in a positive and negative way. They are open, they embrace their emotions, and you need that. If you are doing arts, if you are crafting things, your emotions and your feelings and what you think flow into what you paint, what you compose, and so on. So you cannot hide those, you cannot subdue your feelings and emotions. It's important that they are kind of in the open, so they float into what you do. So it makes sense that those who are even especially gifted at these skills are extremely open, extremely extrovert, and expressing what they feel and think. A little bit too much here, it seems. Yes, I agree, but it's entertaining. So we will see. So that's Sakurasou, the place where they are. Main character I already got is Kanda Sorata. So he is not one of those. He just stays there. And I really like why he does that, because we had that in this episode there. So he found a cat. He found a stray cat, a little white one, who was pretty cute, I have to admit it there. And he has a good heart, so he had to take the cat in. He couldn't let it stay outside. He was somehow not able to give it away either. And in the other dorm rooms, cats are not allowed. So he had the choice then either to give the cat away, and thus he couldn't do it, he couldn't break it out of himself there, he instead had to go to Sakurasou, where it seems you have a lot more freedom and options because people need it. So as I said, I think it is a very positive reason why he's there. I really like it. So he's a good guy, he has a good heart. He feels for animals, which very often is an indicator of a good person. I agree there. So that's why he's there. But apart from that, he is in many ways not completely fitting in, because all the others are kind of lunatics in a positive way, and he is more or neither whatever you want to call normal. So, interesting. Then we have Misaki, who, whysoever was in his room. So she, if I got that correct, is someone who creates a manga already and who's already renowned. It was already sold, if I got that correctly. So she is very, very gifted. Main problem is that she's very open about everything she's thinking and feeling, and yeah, seems to have no floodgate, right? So, and very sexualized from what I've seen so far yet. So it's very, very much into this direction. Those of you who have seen my reactions before know that I'm, when it is about, how do I say that? Content like that, I'm always with mixed feelings. Because it's always like this, yo man, I want to react to that and possibly upload it somewhere. That might cause problems if it's getting too explicit. But I mean, they're aware of that as well, so it is okay. She's a funny character from what I've seen so far. Funny, entertaining, brings in situations that can make you laugh, and I always enjoy a good laugh, so why not? Oh yeah, I wrote it down about Kanda. So he is a gamer, it seems. So that he has his gaming equipment, right, in his flat. The cat still stays with him and sleeps on his head whatsoever. By the way, I know someone where the cat does the same. And he goes to school with. Yeah, that's interesting. So all of them have to go to school, but they're not in the same class, from what I've gathered. In their classes are others that are not in the Sakurasou. So that's an interesting mix you can create there, and I look forward to that. So you have the weird times in the Sakurasou, and you have the possibly more normal and calm times in the university. So there's something that can go on. It reminds me a little bit when it is about studying and being in a dorm house. Reminds me of Shokugeki no Suma as example, which I really, really like as a series. So I hope that we are getting some kind of that, and seeing this picture over here, it seems like that we are going towards a bonding of this group that stays in this house. And that's cool. I'm in for that. And by the way, I just realized while looking at this picture, you notice the one in the lower left? I just realized that that is Maid-chan. So the computer program that Akasaku, the programmer who never leaves his room, is creating. So he is joining them, but not really. It's so fitting. Just realized it. Very cool. I like that. That's a clever idea. In for that. So they all have room numbers. We do have, as I already mentioned, this programmer who never leaves his room. We have, I wrote him down, Mikata, who's in the lower left here. So I noted it as Beauty Boy. I don't know how to say that correctly. I mean, he's something like Prince Charming, Casanova-esque character. So he is very good looking. He knows of that. He has good charms. He's really good with the ladies, as it seems, and is enjoying that. I mean, why not, right? But on top of that, still very good at artist crafting. So he had this little talk with Misaki, which in this episode was a great moment as well, because it set a tone, and they emphasize that even more by making, I think, Kanda talk about it in this moment. So this fact that they are very jolly and having fun and are weird and freaking out in the one moment, most of this episode, right? But then when it is about this work, the hobby of theirs, the arts, they kind of change. They can focus very good. They are in the issue that they're talking about. So it was about this animation that Misaki did. And they talked about, okay, we have to change the frame and coloring and, you know, whatever, right? I mean, they kept it with light speech, right? So that even someone who's not really good at that, like me, gets that they're talking about how to change the animation. So that's a cool mix-up, and I like it because it creates characters, it shows characters that are not one-sided, right? So Misaki is not just crazy, weird, openly and everything. She is additionally extremely gifted, and that's cool. I like it. We heard Ayoma, who I noted down, a girl from the class, who seems, I'm pretty sure, who is a possible love interest for Kanda, and she likes him a lot. I can already see that. So they have some kind of a history of a past. She was with him when he found the cat. She was with him when he accepted to be expelled out of the former dorm just to save the cat. So she saw what he did. And I think he already made a lot of points in this moment, right? Brownie points, whatever you want to call him. So she already likes him, and that's a cool thing. I mean, there are multiple female characters in here if you tend to think it is going about something like a love story here that are options, right? Kanda's alone, family went away, that's okay, all cool. Okay, let's talk about the big one. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. So, there is the cousin of our teacher joining in. And by the way, I'm very well aware that the setup of the teacher, how she behaves and what she does and what her background is so much like another teacher I have just finished watching, right? So about 30, never found a steady boyfriend, not married, right? Still searching for it, kind of in the panic mode already, starting at least. So that feels a lot like someone else. So it seems to be a very, I guess it's kind of a typical person thing here. Sorry. However, the important one, the more interesting one, just arrived, and is Shina Nashiro. I hope that's correct. So, in this picture, upper right corner, the one with the blonde hair who looks a lot like an elf there. So she, from her outer appearance, is very elvish. So pale skin, long blonde hair, very, how to call it, thin, right? Very gracile. Yeah, not much meat on the bones, but without looking too skinny, right? That's kind of idea. Huge eyes. I mean, that's okay. Not so much of a surprise here. However, apart from her looks, she is a really weird character. So she arrived, and when you arrive somewhere and there's someone picking you up, as she has realized, then I guess your first question to be is, what's your favorite color? Okay, it's an opener for discussion, right? But it's a weird question. However, I really dig his answer. To go with opal is so clever, out of the idea it is every color, you know? It is this, you can pick your favorite answer because it's all colors. And her answer to it, by the way, is the same if you think about it, because white contains all colors as well. For those, I may not be the best in art, but that is something I at least know. So you could say they both gave like the same answer, or like two sides of the same medal, something like that. And the fact that the cat is white as well, well, maybe coincidence, maybe not. I still ask myself, what is going on? Why is this cat important? But then I have seen other series, and I know that cats and things like that can be very important for a storyline, if you know what I mean. So, just saying Sailor Moon, right? However, she was already very partially weird at this time, but then she is about to stay in the Sakurasou, so she's fitting in, right? She's very calm, talking very silent. You know, she's not very active in talking, just very leaned back, very slow and timid, kind of. And I cannot really put my finger on her. You know, it's not easy to get what she's like. Which is mainly because, like everyone else of the cast we've seen so far, is very on point, on your nose with like a first impression, right? The first impression is, I am loud, I am very sexualized. The other impression is, I am the charming boy, I am so nice and cute, everyone likes me, and I use that. Or the teacher is, I am desperate to find something and like that. And yeah, well, Kanda is more like, I try to get out of here, where the hell am I? Oh my god, please save me. So, having someone who is not very clear on who she is, apart from being not fully painted yet, I think it is. And I mentioned it during the comments, when she, during the reaction, when she said her color at the moment is white. It fits, because if you have a picture, you know, you have like the outer lines in a manga, right? Just like the first drawing, you just have a general idea of the story, or in this case, of a character. So she's more like the general drawing, but there's no color in yet. There's not much of clear structure, who she is. And just saying that, that's kind of like a cool idea here, that she is not completely finished as a character or as a human being here. And seeing what happened the next day fits into that so very much. Because, I mean, apart from the fact that her room looks like chaos, and that she's sleeping naked below her desk, which is weird as well. She seemed in this moment, in this morning scene with Kanda, like she really has no idea about life, about how to interact with human beings, how to live in a society. So it is like you could have taken her out of a forest or something like that, except for the part that she would be wild then. And here she is more like, I don't know, she just is fresh started, like, I don't know, right? So she has no idea that it is necessary to put on clothes, that it is etiquette, right? You don't go out naked. You don't do that. You learn that by being part of a society. But she seems never to have been that. And she has clothes, so that's a weird thing. She has a lot of them, and they are fitting, so... And I guess not someone else bought them for her, so what the heck is going on there? It's a very weird character. In many regards, I feel like this. I don't think it's going that way, but it's like if she was like, as example, his cat and turned into a female, not knowing anything about human society, that might be a little bit like she's behaving. But the cat is there, and by the way, is doing reactions to her that are weird. So when she stood next to the cat shouted at her. She didn't like her, right? You had this moment. Which leaves to me the question, why? Why does the cat do that? Why does Hikari do that? Is there something with her? In many mythologies, cats are guardians of our plane, as example, right? So that they make sure we are not getting in trouble. They are able to see things we are not able to see because they are supernatural or out of another existence. So maybe this is where this is going. So what I say is Shihiro. I hope whatever. Ashino? Shiro? Mashiro. Let's just say Mashiro. I guess is something else than just normal human being at the moment. But the fact that the teacher says it's my cousin and she's staying with us leaves the question, how is this cousin connection there, right? If she would have just like appeared and be a new student, you could guess something like that supernatural story. But thus the teacher knows her and there is already a connection. It makes it more valid that she might be human and just weird. Back from England, whatever that means. So there are a lot of questions in here. And it will be definitely an interesting ride. I'm pretty sure already. So we have two sides of the table. We have the whole storyline around Mashiro, which is a mystery storyline. You know, reveal what's going on with her. Who is she? Where is she from? Why is she behaving the way she does? Right? And we have the other side, which is more neither everyone else in this storm, who are all in their very own way weird and entertaining. And it is about all of them working together, finding their place, and Kanda possibly finding the realization that he does belong there. Not because he is weird, but because he is different. Because this episode was about him being boring, being bored out of the fact that he realized it's not about the others, it is about the fact that I am like everyone else, and that is boring. Hey, you are in Sakurasou. Watch at them. Just look those people around you. They are not like everyone else. Why don't just take a bit from that? It's okay to be weird from time to time. That's it from me this time. I enjoyed that a lot, and I hope you did as well. I will see you for sure in the next episode, and until then, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye, and out.